right, ladies and gentlemen. The 1 o'clock lab band is the premier big band ensemble in the Jazz Studies Division of the University of North Texas. It is directed by the one, the only, Alan Baylock. As you know, and as you have witnessed today, it is one of several lab bands at UNT, each giving students advanced ensemble experience. The name lab band is a shorthand for laboratory band, reflecting the educational and experimental and ensemble nature of this ensemble. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Alan Baylock and the 1 o'clock lab band.
Thanks so much. That was a piece composed by the former director of the 1 O'Clock Live Band. He was in front of the band for 27 years, which is a world record. His name is Neil Slater, and it was called Common Ground. How about Mario Lara, our alto saxophone soloist? Spencer Paulson on bass. On guitar, that's Jack Good. And to start off that tune, our pianist, Brennan Coyne. And we kicked it off with the Thad Jones classic entitled Cherry Juice. Jack Phillips, Alex Parker, Aiden Schwartz, and Ryan Umong on that one. How about everybody up here, of course, is a student at the University of North Texas. I'm a graduate of the University of North Texas. When I was here in the early 90s, I had the opportunity to write for Michael Brecker when he was a guest with the 1 O'Clock Live Band. And I did an arrangement of his composition entitled Peep. And we'd like to present that to you this evening. It's going to feature Brennan again on piano and Jonathan Archangel on tenor saxophone. We hope you'll enjoy Peep. tenor saxophone, Jonathan Archangel. On piano, Brennan Coyne. I know it's always dangerous to play a ballad here at Denton Arts and Jazz with all the bleed from the other stages, the trains and the whistles. But this one features our lead trumpet player, Easy Ramos, and this is a composition by J. Fred Coots, arranged for the wonderful trumpet player Conrad Gazzo. And tonight, once again, we'd like to feature Easy Ramos on You Go to My Head.
Go easy!
One more hand for Isidoro Ramos. Would you like to hear our vocalist sing? Yeah, me too. Give it up for Shelby Youngs.
Everybody, how you doing? So this next song is a brilliant song written by Tammy Nielsen. It's called Stay Out of My Business. We actually have a little job for all of you guys. That's so beautifully being demonstrated by our saxophone section. Every time I say stay out of my business, you all are gonna go out of my business. Let's hear it again. Out of my business. Awesome. Here we go, y'all. Shaking, your mouth is frowning, your tongue's a wagging, all local towning, your eyes are judging, your elbows nudging, every button that you spread with each nasty word you said. Stay out of my business. Out of my business. Stay out of my business. Out of my business. Stay out of my business. Out of my business. Stay out of my business. Out of my business. Stay out of my business and leave it alone. The only business you got is your own. You can do that all by yourself. It's not that good for you. I need my help, girl. Without your star hitched up to my wagon. No, you never gonna make it. No, you're absolutely hanging. Stay out of my business. Out of my business. Stay out of my business. Out of my business. Out of my business. Out of my business. Stay out of my business. Stay out of my business and leave it alone. The only business you got. Damn if I do, and damn if I don't. You want me to play that game, but I won't. You only have to cross the double drive. I'm too busy with my girl doing that you everybody. Now, we all got those people in our lives. Those people that ask too many questions. Those people that really push and try. Those people who ask everything and give nothing in return. And what I have to say is stay out of my business. A woman stay home to raise the baby. Must be nice, doing nothing, must be lazy. And so I go out to make the money. No, you never gonna make it. You a bad mommy. Stay out of my business. 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 Stay out of my business and leave it alone. The only business you got is your own. Leave me
baritone saxophone. Alex Munoz on the high notes back there. I'd like to introduce the final member of the 1 O'Clock Lab Band. She's enrolled in the 1 O'Clock Lab Band as road manager, but she's also a wonderful writer, jazz composition major here. And she's going to introduce this next tune. Her name is Sarah Griego.
I'm not that tall. I first heard Nina Simone's Baltimore during a season of significant loss after my uncle, Sergeant Gabriel Jaramillo, passed away in a tragic accident this summer. Arranging this piece became an outlet for me to manage my grief. This piece was originally written by Randy Newman, and Baltimore's story echoed my own hometown of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Two very different cities, yet both shaped by challenges that leave lasting marks on their communities. Musically, the piece reflects the experiences and voices of artists who come from similar communities such as mine, including Robert Glasper, Herbie Hancock, and Ambrose Acamusri. This tune shifts into an Afro-Cuban groove to honor both my Latino heritage and the Black musical traditions that gave birth to jazz music. Built slowly and with love, it is dedicated to my uncle who loved his family and his country dearly.
Beat up little seagull on a marble stair, trying to find the ocean, searching everywhere. Hard times in the city, and a hard town by the sea. Ain't nowhere to run to, but there's nothing here free. Poker on the corner, waiting for the train. Drunk lying on the side, sleeping in the rain. And they hide their faces, and they hide their eyes, 'cause the city's dying, and we don't know why. By a big old wagon, gonna haul it all the way. Living in the country, where the mountain time never ever comes back here till the day I die. time just to just to live.
Once again, Shelby Younts. Carter Stanton on the flugelhorn. Alex Munoz once again on those high notes. Sarah Griego, arranger. All right, this is my ninth year. Actually, this is my 10th year at UNT. We did miss a couple Denton Arts and Jazzes during COVID, but I knew it was going to be loud. That main stage is always too loud. Stage over here is always too loud. So I decided to write something that would be louder than everything. So this takes me back to my heavy metal days. And this is something composed specifically for this band to feature specifically Alex Schmidt-Carey and Jack Good. We had the opportunity to perform this last week in California, but this is the Texas premiere of a brand new piece of mine entitled Metal on Metal. We hope you enjoy.
I know it's
trombone, Alex Schmidt-Perry. On guitar, that's Jack Good. Would you like to hear Shelby sing another?
Mr. Paulson. Jonathan Archangel. How strong, how witty, how sweet, how grand. What gives me pretty would hold my hand. Real big heart, I choose a sweet lot of movement in me. I feel so rich, to do. And the kitchen job would do. Give me just a water, not a lot of land. Thou swell, thou Whitney, thou sweet, thou pretty, thou swell, thou sweet, thou Whitney, thou pretty.
Shelby Young. Also, Hayden Shore, Scott Schaefer, Spencer Paulson, Jonathan Archangel. Oh, we got one more for you, but before we do that, I would like to say a great thank you to Michael Vasquez, our front of house guy out there. Give it up for Michael. Our monitor engineer up here on stage, Mike. Craig Marshall over here, lab band manager. So how about the directors and the students in all of the wonderful bands that you heard earlier, the 2 o'clock, the 3 o'clock, the 4 o'clock, the 5 o'clock, the 6 o'clock, and the 7 o'clock. And get it from Mateo, who was helping out earlier. Thank you so much, Mateo. Give it up. All right, we decided to close with something that you can also clap along to, but it's not in 4/4. So we hope you enjoy the classic Don Ellis, The Stomp. University of North Texas 1 o'clock lab band. Thank you, the 1 o'clock lab band. We have one more short one, is that all right? Okay, here we go.
Very good. You too. Great job, as always.
After you're gone and left me crying, after you're gone, there's no denying. You feel blue, you feel sad. Miss the dearest how you ever had. There'll come a time, now don't forget it. There'll come a time when you regret it. Someday when you're lonely, your heart will break like mine. You want me on. Gone, after you gone away. After you gone and left me crying. After you gone, there's no denying. You feel blue, you feel sad. You'll miss the dearest pal you ever had. There'll come a time, now don't forget it. There'll come a time when you regret it. Someday when you grow lonely, your heart will break like mine. You want me on. God, after you fly away. After you've gone and left me crying, after you've gone, there's no denying. You feel blue, you feel sad. You miss the dearest pal you ever had. There'll come a time, now don't forget it. There'll come a time when you regret it. Someday when you grow lonely, your heart will break like mine. You want me only.
Thank you so much, University of North Texas 1 o'clock lab band. Have a great evening.